extra time on my hands at home. Usually I'm at work, so I'm at home, and I said, you know what, I have a couple pieces of foam board, so let me just rock out a quick little, well, not quick little, because I plan to do a lot of details, but like an alleyway diorama, and I believe someone asked me for an alleyway style diorama. I don't remember who, but if that person is interested in this one, just let me know. So again, it's gonna be 2 feet across. I believe it's, I'm gonna say 15 inches deep, but that's this way, to the, so from here to here is 15 inches, I believe. And then obviously with the dip here, this is less. Actually, I have a ruler right there. And this one is almost 10 inches. So almost 10 inches deep. And then here it's, I'm pretty sure it's 15 inches. So that's, 1 foot ruler plus a few inches. And then 2 feet across. So, yeah, I need to start working out some of the, here's Valentine. Just checking out what's happening. I'm going to work on this fence a little bit, and I'm going to use the same technique as the pallets, where I would kind of carve the sides and give it that old wood feel. Here comes this dude. Why you gotta come? So, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. And Valentine has invaded my space. Get down, dude, come on. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so in rocking out the fence, like I was saying in the last segment, basically chopping away at the wood. And also I use this tool here, which I think it's for sewing or some shit, I don't know. But I usually use it to kind of create the effect of the lines that you find inside of trees, and when you black wash this piece and then you paint it with the brown, the grooves that I've created will stay black, the black that's in there, and so it'll give it a really nice effect, which is what it did with the pallets. So this is just a real similar build to the pallets, except except that it's a fence. So carve out a little bit here and there until you feel ready to go. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but the lines are embedded in the wood. Alright, and I have 2 pieces in the back supporting it. You can kind of see the glue, so it's just the glue gun. And this is my fence. So we have gotten to the point in the process where we are going to paint that first coat of black. So I've kind of laid everything out that I'm going to paint, and kind of threw some black in there, but also threw some water. I watered it down a little bit just because that initial black wash isn't something I'm too worried about, just because of the colors I'm going to use afterwards. But what I did, I came back on the garage type door, and I made the lines thinner because I had them 1 inch, and it just clashed with the bricks. In terms of size, it looked too similar, so I went 1/4 of an inch each on these. I added this little contraption here in the corner, and along with this little contraption here is going to allow me to pretty much hang my fence between the 2 walls. So was trying to figure out how I was going to do it. And again, most of my dioramas are modular, so I have to make sure that I construct them in a way that they all flatten out. So pretty much back wall, side wall, and then I have the floor up there, but I'm going to do that last. All right, see you on the other side. So I clearly stopped recording at some point because I wanted to do more process shots, but man, I went pretty fast yesterday. I think yesterday I must have rocked out for like 3-4 hours straight on this diorama. I was using a fan and would paint a wall, put it in front of the fan, paint the other wall. Just kind of kept going back and forth with the fan, started doing the details. So I went ham. Last night or yesterday afternoon on this diorama. You know what? More than anything, man, I just wanted to test myself. That's what it was, man. More than anything, I was just like, how long would it take me to rock out a dial? Let me see if I can do it in 2 days. So actually, I started this process on Saturday. Worked on it a little bit on Saturday, maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then Sunday I hit it for like 3 hours straight, 3-4 hours straight, something like that. I stopped for a couple hours and then I went back at it for maybe 2 more hours or something like that. Anyway, man, it was just last weekend I worked all weekend. No, or 2 weekends ago I worked all weekend, and then this past weekend I didn't have to work, so I was at home and it was kind of cool. It was cold outside. It was, I was on, just here. And I don't want to say I was bored, because I never really say I'm bored, because I always got something to do. But I didn't feel challenged. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna challenge myself. And this is what I came up with. Today, I painted this here. That was today. And also the inside frame of that window, I also painted today. But pretty much everything else was done yesterday. And then I did like a darker brown on the fence today. Oh, and I also did the manhole cover, which I'll show in a second. So I'm pretty much, right around 85% done. I'm gonna put a poster on one of the walls and some blades of grass or something like that near the fence. And graffiti, baby. I'm gonna hook it up with some tags and whatnot. I should be able to rock it out with the airbrush. I'm gonna practice a little bit because, for example, if I was to do a marker tag on this grate, the inconsistency of the marker when it hits the bumps will make it look like a marker. So I want to stay away from using a marker on that material. So I have to go with the airbrush, because then it, obviously looks like spray paint. And then I'm gonna throw some tags up on that door, and that could be a marker. And I'm gonna use a real thin, extra fine silver and throw some tags in there. Maybe I think I'm gonna put a poster. I have a Marvel poster somewhere that's a little beat up, so I'm gonna put that there. And I think I'll do some debris, permanent debris on the floor. I'm not sure yet. I just looked to my right. I'm at to have this little workstation here. And I looked to my right and I saw this dude from the Ghostbusters that I've been kind of wanting to use in a shop, but haven't. And then today I got these Mausers, so I figured why not just put them together. And I also got that motorcycle. It's a Kawasaki Ninja. And so I said, you know what, let's put them all together. But take them out the way. So yesterday I was working on, I've tried to work on a man cover before and they just never really come out for me. So yesterday what I did is I had just cut it out and made it look, when I cut it out, it looked like a pizza when I was done. And I don't want it to be a sewer, I want it to be a manhole cover. So I came back today actually and I had this little stick here. And this is just a piece of, well, balsa wood. But what I did with it is I took the end of it and just kind of did some patterns, and so I thought it came out okay. And then once I do a little more work on the floor with some shading and some other things, it'll definitely look dope. Happy with the way the door came out. Wanted to indent it a little bit. It's not a working door. I'll show you the back of it. It's just the foam board pushed out and then glued on there. So I've used that technique before, and you know, it's not a working door. This here is actually do-it-yourself. I think I have it. It's pretty much this, which is kind of a do-it-yourself straw that I found at the Five Below, which is kind of like a dollar store, but you know, everything's in the $5 store. And I thought I had to cut the cover. I guess I don't. But yeah, literally it says "do it yourself" straw something. So took a couple pieces of those and I actually spray painted silver or chrome Rust-Oleum for that pipe. And I'm debating whether I should put a window on that on the back by the bars or in front of, or behind the bars. Not sure yet. And then what I was thinking is this. Oh, check this out. So this is from my very first diorama. I created like a drain, and it didn't come out that great, but I kind of like it. I never threw it away. I took that diorama apart and I kind of kept that to use at a later diorama, and this was it. Still have some work to do, as I have to put kind of the little kind of, not the bands, but when this gets installed, obviously it's these little metal strips that are drilled into the wall, so I still have to do that. You know, as part of the details that's yet that I have not done. So yeah, this is where I'm at, and I think I'll take one more video, and that's gonna be the one with the completely finished version of this diorama, and I'll get into how it comes apart and all that other good stuff. All right, peace, y'all.